So again, I'm Keisha Allen. I live in South Baltimore, which is still part of District 46. I live in the fabulous neighborhood of Westport, which is full of drama lately, but I love it. So I'm here to introduce my friend, Mark Edelson. So I had to write some notes down so I don't forget all the good points, but Mark, just like me, is a community leader, as well as some of you here in the room. And what I love about him is he's consistent. He's president, are you still president? Still president of the Canton Community Association, and has been for a few years. And but what I like is he's gotten to know residents well beyond his home. So of course he's very active. Let me start with the most recent thing. The whole bringing down of the statue is like really, really cool. And not just the fact that we're taking down a statue, but just what it means is that we're no longer going to tolerate racist monuments and structures and reminders of, in some cases, recent history. And just starting anew. And so anyway, I just had to start with the most recent. What else did I want to let you know about my friend Mark? Not only is the Community Association president, he's a member of the Democratic Central Committee along with myself. He was elected in 2018 to that seat. And I would say he's been working all of that time. So again, Mark doesn't just sign up for committees and jobs. He actually does the work, and that should matter because that means he's going to do the work in Annapolis too. Exactly. He will win. Another admirable thing is that you have an immigrant background. And I hear a lot about South Africa being a really awesome place to visit. So maybe one day, when I'm not doing all this. Yes, please, I would love to see you. Yes, and you know District 46 is a very diverse community, and more so in the last, I'd say 10 years, many of our neighborhoods have changed. We're a lot more diverse. So you have an understanding, and he will have an understanding how to fight for those issues in Annapolis that we need addressed here. You know, he's an attorney. He fought paint cases, which my neighborhood is full of houses with him. So it means something that you have that understanding as we continue to fight to have that removed from our neighborhoods. What else am I going to not forget? So by me living in South Baltimore, I live 2 blocks from an incinerator, a trash burning incinerator. And one of the first things I told Mark, like, look, you know me, we're cool, but let me tell you right now, you have got to help us get rid of that incinerator. Yes. Please, it's got to go. And so much so that it has to go. We know that previous Mayor Jack Young signed us up for another 10 years, but we talked to him about helping us move forward now, so when we get to maybe year 5, year 6, then the incinerator is no longer needed. We can create, you know, new jobs, just positions there so people don't lose their jobs. But in South Baltimore, we have a lot of pollutants. We have a landfill. We have actually 2 landfills. Well, waste yard, landfill, and a lot of companies that are maybe not in operation anymore that, you know, there's a lot of land uses, which is a state level issue. So community land trust is something that means a lot to us because our communities in South Baltimore are changing very quickly and we are being pushed out every day. So we need your help in making sure that we can stay in our neighborhoods and enjoy our future. Our legacy deserves a future. So those things mean a lot to me. Another thing, real quick, so a few weeks ago, Mark and Shayna came to my church in Cherry Hill, sat at South Church, and I swear the "at" is really a part of our church name. And usually you see leaders come at the tail end of the campaign when they get out to vote. And what meant a lot to me that you came early. No one does that. You got right out there door knocking. You know, I helped you in Cherry Hill in the heat, so I really love you if I'm out there in that heat. I got sick. But you know, he's not playing, and I just, you know, you spoke with myself and other community members of what we need. I believe you are the man to have that, to take care of us and to get us what we need. I believe that just as much as you care about where you live in Canton, you care that much more about Westport and Curtis Bay and Brooklyn, because our district is just so forgotten over time. So anyway, I'm assuming that you all know Mark, but if you don't, I'm just going to introduce him. This is my friend, our newest delegate. I'm claiming it now. Vote for Mark on June 28th. Continue to donate and support him. But I'm going to introduce to you my friend Mark Edelson.
I don't think I have anything left to say after that. I also just wanted to thank everybody for coming out. Thank our hosts, Mobtown and Angelis, for providing the libations and the food. As somebody who is an extreme extrovert, the thought of running a completely virtual campaign was literally the stuff of nightmares for me. So I cannot tell you how good it is to look around this room and see so many smiling faces not behind a screen. Yeah, let's give a round of applause for that. Yes. Being able to safely congregate in person, unbelievable. I have to say, I look around this room and I see current and former elected officials. I see faith leaders and community leaders. I see neighborhood organizers and political activists. I see Baltimoreans by birth and by choice. I see a room full of people from every corner of the district and our city that give their resources, their time, and in some cases their lives for the service of others. All because we believe in the future of our city. We do this work day in and day out, and we congregate at events like tonight because we know that Baltimore's best days are ahead of her. I am running to be your delegate because I want to be a part of that solution. I am running to be your delegate because I want to put myself on the line to be a part of that shared future with all of you. And I truly believe that as a first-generation immigrant, lawyer, community association president, the vice chair of the District 46 Central Committee, and a college professor, that I am the right person to join Team 46 and represent us in Annapolis. When we started this campaign, we had a clear message of a connected, equitable, sustainable, and safe district. We have knocked on thousands of doors at this point. Marley, our incredible field director, let's give it up for Marley, will tell you, because she's knocked on every one of those doors with me, that that is the vision that folks tell us they want to see in the district. We know that our transportation system is not working for Baltimoreans. When more than a half of our city residents cannot afford to own their own vehicle, and studies show that the #1 determinant of an individual or a family being able to raise themselves up out of poverty is safe, reliable transit, we will not get to our potential in this city until we fully invest in a reliable transit system that works for every Baltimorean. Now that means dealing with parking issues in Locust Point that result in commuters flying through the neighborhood to secure a spot, resulting in unsafe conditions. That means bold ideas like a water taxi station at the Middle Branch Marina, and a MARC station at Bayview on the east side, and a real east-west connection through the city from the west side through downtown and southeast. It also means we need to fully fund the Baltimore Greenway Trail Network, which will create 35 miles of world-class biking and walking paths throughout the city, connecting our communities and breathing new life into our neighborhoods. Not only will this result in better public health outcomes and driving more foot traffic and human beings to our locally owned small businesses like this that desperately need it and need us, but it will also help to reduce our carbon footprint and create a more sustainable district. To me, sustainability means ensuring that we leave our children with a healthier planet than the one we live on today, and building towards a more vibrant, diverse, and inclusive economy. This is not a zero-sum game. We can and we must do both. Baltimore can be home to the next great economic renaissance. It can. You're all here because you know it. But it's going to take sustained long-term partnerships between the public and the private sector, creating opportunities now and training our youth and our workforce for the jobs of the future. We have to make sure that that future is livable. That also is going to take some big, bold ideas, like Keisha said, weaning ourselves off of our dependence on the Wheeler-Breda trash incinerator in South Baltimore that results in our neighbors in South Baltimore shouldering an unfair and toxic share of our trash burden. And it means our government incentivizing steps in our lives about composting, recycling, getting us closer to zero waste, and making sure that we invest in local organizations that are having success, like the Filbert Street Garden, the Cherry Hill Urban Garden, that are tackling food insecurity and food deserts now. We have to view this work through the lens of equity. That's the third theme of our campaign. When my parents brought my sister and I to America, they sacrificed everything, all in the hopes and the promise of a world-class American education. For far too many of our children, that promise no longer exists. As someone that plans to get married here, raise our kids here, and send our children to Baltimore City schools, I will be working every day in Annapolis to make sure that in the wealthiest state, in the wealthiest country in the world, that every child in every neighborhood has access to a world-class education. To me, equity also means looking inward and recognizing my own prejudices and privileges, and reckoning with those of mine and the neighborhood around me. To that end, as Keisha mentioned, in June of last year, I, along with a number of dedicated community leaders and elected officials, created the Canton Anti-Racism Alliance. And we have had some great success. We built a broad grassroots coalition that successfully advocated for the removal of the statue of Captain John O'Donnell from the square, because he does not represent our values. And that statue does not represent our values. If I'm fortunate enough to get elected by all of you, those are the values that I'll be taking with me, thank you, Christian, in Annapolis. Those experiences that my family had in our immigration journey and in the work that we've been doing in our community to make sure that we view our work through a lens of equity. Finally, in order to make sure that we are truly building an equitable district, it has to be one in which every single resident feels valued and feels safe. Our public safety challenges are systemic and complex. There is no quick fix. There is no one-size-fits-all solution, and there is no one coming to save us. It is time for us to face those challenges together, with honesty, humility, and open minds. For generations, we have lumped everything in the public safety category into the law enforcement bucket, and what we know is that this does not work. Public safety has to include mental health services, social work services, job training, true wraparound services. We need to invest more in the programs that we know have success, like ROCA and Safe Streets and Another Life Saved. They are interrupting violence and breaking the school to prison to homelessness pipeline. They are having success and they need our support. But it also has to mean ensuring that our police department is accountable and transparent and truly responsive to the needs of the community. There was some good work done in that regard in the General Assembly this session. There is a lot more work to do. So that is my vision for our district. It is one of a connected, equitable, sustainable, and safe district. It's the one that we talked about when we launched this campaign, and it's the one that we will be talking about on Election Day. The question I have for you is that the vision that you want for our district? And if you're thank you, Marley. If you're standing there thinking to yourself, maybe, probably not for me, no problem. enjoy the pizza, enjoy the beer, have a great night, no hard feelings. There will be other options in this race. But if you're thinking to yourself, yes, that is the vision that I want for my district, that I want for our city, then I need you now. We need you now. We have knocked on thousands of doors so far in this race. We have tens of thousands more to go. We have made thousands of phone calls so far in this race. We have tens of thousands more to go. We have nearly 200 yard signs up in the district. We need 10 times that many by election day. So if that's the vision that you want for our district, then I'm not going to let you leave this room tonight until you sign up to become a part of our team. Marley is not going to let you leave this room tonight until you sign up to become a member of our team. And that starts with our weekend of action, July 24th and 25th. It is going to be awesome. We are going to be all over the place. And for anybody that signs up in the month of July, you get one of our brand spanking new Edelson t-shirts. So please enjoy yourselves this evening. It is incredible to see all of you. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, Keisha, for that wonderful introduction. Let's give a round of applause for Keisha. Have a great time and relax tonight, but wake up tomorrow morning ready to work because we have an election to win. Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening.